quick vignette to open. A harmless UI label change rolled to production at 2 a.m. Next morning, a partner reports a spike in unexpected invoices. Billing jobs had parsed the new label as a new SKU. Overnight revenue reconciliations flagged the team. Customers were confused, and the rollback was messy. That cascade started with an invisible consumer reacting faster than anyone noticed. Today, I'm introducing a compact corrective, the synthetic Cohort Sandbox, a privacy-safe habit to surface those second-order failures before real people see them. Make your next move count.
That image, small change, big downstream noise, it's frustrating because the surface change felt low risk. The Sandbox is about catching the hidden consumers, automations, billing pipelines, partner mirrors. We'll keep this tight. 1 core insight, 3 supporting points, and an immediate 7-day pilot you can run tonight.
Core insight. Simulated representative cohorts detect second-order failures faster and cheaper than relying on postmortems. Why? Because many failures aren't noticed by users first. They're noticed by systems that observe or react programmatically. If you can exercise those consumers ahead of release, you preserve optionality and avoid remediation costs.
Put another way, think of your product as an ecosystem. Humans are loud and slow. Machines are quiet and fast. Synthetic cohorts give you those quiet signals before the quiet signals become loud problems. That's the leverage here. Small investment, outsized prevention.
Now, the Sandbox token, the one-line spec you can paste into your ticket template or CI checklist. It's cohort spec, representative paths, safety fence, cheap repro, owner. Quick breakdown. Cohort spec describes size and persona archetype. Representative paths lists the top 3 flows to exercise. Safety fence defines what's blocked. No external writes, strict redaction. Cheap repro is the minimal action that exercises the edge. Owner is who's responsible for the run.
2 paste-ready examples, so you can drop them into a PR or incident playbook right now. First, cohort spec equals 10 agentic bots. Persona equals trial user. Representative paths equals sign up to billing attach to feature toggle. Safety fence equals block external billing rights, redact emails. Cheap repro equals create trial, attach billing token. Owner, platform team. Second, cohort spec equals 5 partner shadow accounts. Persona equals integration. Representative paths equals webhook delivery to act to reconciliation. Safety fence equals read-only partner responses, mask IDs. Cheap repro equals replay last 24-hour webhook payloads to shadow endpoint. Owner, integrations.
Next, 3 synthetic patterns you should standardize. Pattern 1, behavioral mimic. Simulate common user flows and edge clicks. This is your smoke test for UI-triggered automations, session creation, common field inputs, and a few malformed inputs to exercise parsing logic.
Pattern 2, billing echo. Replay billing events into downstream ledgers and accounting mirrors in a way that's observable but non-destructive. The key is echoing events with clear sandbox flags, so downstream systems produce the same processing traces without creating real invoices or triggering partner billing.
Pattern 3, partner shadow. Exercise partner API responses in a read-only shadow environment. This catches schema drift, new status codes, or unexpected timing behaviors that could trigger partner-side automations. In short, mimic the partner so your integration can fail safely.
Those 3 patterns cover most hidden consumers, but you don't need perfect fidelity. What you need is reproducible, high-signal probes that trip the same sentinels those consumers would trip in production.
2 AI-assisted patterns to automate cohort creation and input synthesis, constrained so provenance and safety are preserved. Prompt A. Generate cohort spec and representative paths from recent logs. The prompt is strict. Only accept inputs from a schema-extracted log sample. Annotate each generated cohort with the source log lines and a 1-line provenance tag. The output must be JSON with cohort spec, representative paths, and provenance references.
Prompt B. Synthesize sanitized input payloads and a single cheapest sentinel. Instruction for the model. use schema-only fields, apply reduction rules, never emit raw PII, and provide a one-line explanation for why the chosen sentinel will flag hazardous behavior. Output examples: sanitized payload JSON plus sentinel definition, like billing.amount mismatch. Flag when computed total differs by greater than 1.
Enforcement and interpretation. Make this non-optional. Require a 24-hour sandbox run for medium impact changes. Block merges or releases in CI unless the sandbox token is present with a completed run or an explicit logged waiver. Then map 3 Sentinel outcomes to actions. If the Sentinel returns a shadow-only discrepancy, mark as monitor, no immediate rollback. If it signals a billing echo or reconciliation mismatch, throttle or disable the pipeline. If it signals partner-facing errors or data leaks, roll back immediately and open the incident playbook.
Also add an explicit provenance check. Before you trust a negative, no signal result, compare the sandbox run traces to a sample production slice for a quick sanity check. That calibration step addresses the risk that your synthetic cohort missed critical variability.
Now, the 7-day pilot. Do this tonight for your next deploy. Day 1. Create one synthetic cohort using a simple cohort spec and representative paths pulled from the last 24 hours of logs. Day 2. Run the cheap reprobe probe and collect sentinel outputs. Day 3. Run the 24-hour sandbox with the safety fence in place. Day 4. Calibrate results against a one-line provenance sample from production. Day 5. If any sentinel trips, execute containment mapped earlier, shadow, throttle, or rollback. Day 6. Document the run in your CI ticket and add the sandbox token to your release checklist. Day 7. Evaluate and iterate the cohort specs and prompts.
Practical tip: start tiny. One synthetic cohort for tonight's change is enough to create the habit. Automate the checklist so it's part of CI gating, and the morning digest surfaces missed runs. Discipline beats intention here.
Quick interpretation guide for sentinels. Sentinel noise with consistent patterns, safe to monitor. Intermittent but reproducible mismatches, throttle and investigate. Reproducible high-confidence partner or billing anomalies, rollback and incident. Log everything. If you log it, you can automate policy enforcement later.
Before we close, risks to watch. Synthetic cohorts can miss rare user bindings. Generated inputs may leak sensitive data if sanitization is weak. And teams will sometimes treat runs as optional unless enforcement is in place. Fixes: add provenance checks against sampled production, enforce strict redaction and safety fence rules, and automate CI blocks unless token plus run or explicit waiver exists.
Final, immediate action. Spin a synthetic cohort for your next deploy tonight. Paste the sandbox token into the PR template, run the cheap probe, and record the sentinel outputs. If anything trips, act according to the map we covered. Subscribe for these briefings. Clarity is leverage, and we'll keep these short and tactical.
Do that tiny thing tonight. Send us feedback on what your sentinels caught. Patterns create power. And if you automate the enforcement, tell us how you wired it into CI. We'll share good examples in future episodes.
Stay agentic.